Top five, top five, top five.
Yeah, girl, you ready to do this? You ready to count this thing down? We're doing the top five, heard? Yeah, let's set it off with 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ranked Top 5 List of Stuff That Don't Matter. I'm your tasty, sweet, and sour host, Weeeee Tungla. Weeeee Tungla?
That needed more work.
Wonkla? Tongue Wonkla. I didn't workshop this, as you can tell, but I like it. The Oompa Loompas love me too. You guys don't like it?
No.
I love it, actually. I'm flip-flopping.
Thank you. Well, my first guest, the Oompalist of Loompas in my factory, we have, and the biggest dick, because we always have to bring it up, Justin Godelie, everyone. Hello.
Hey, how are you, everybody? It's Big Dick Godelie coming at you.
Yep. How does it feel to be part of Weeeee? What did I call myself?
Weeeee Wonklaws.
Yeah.
Weeeee Weeeee Tongue Laws. There we go.
Yeah. That's what I'm
there it
pretty
is.
sure what I said.
So
Anyways.
it works. I'm happy to work in your factory here. It's weird that you pay me with chocolate kisses, but hey, it's a gig. So it's good.
And the souls of children.
I feed off of them.
Anytime they walk in, they're not coming out.
That's right.
We'll always lure them with the secret prize, that golden ticket they're so happy to try to find in chocolate bars. Stupid kids.
Stupid fucking kids.
You know what? You guys bring out the worst in me. And,
You're welcome.
you know, the next guest, Justin, probably brings out the worst in you. I don't know. You tell me. You want to introduce the person directly beside you?
Yeah, without a doubt, this person brings out the worst in me. Has made my life unequivocally more difficult. My wife, Shannon Godelie, everybody.
And proud of it. You're welcome.
Shannon, here you are. Thank you for being lured into the factory.
Oh,
And
I clawed my way in. I am so unbelievably excited to be here. But this is the golden ticket of podcasting tonight, so I'm very excited.
Wow, you're better at this than me. You can own the factory afterwards.
I hope so. I'm coming in with my grandpa, and I'm gonna beat everybody, push them into the chocolate river. I am here for this.
Oh, well, Shannon, we can't get started until we have the last guest introduced. Do you want to introduce him for me?
Yeah, the candy man, the lovable gummy bear of life. Here's Dan Foerster. Excited to have you, man.
Dan.
The Candy Dan can.
The Candy Dan can.
Dan, I could see the regret in your face as soon as you said it.
It was lovely.
I should have turned off the camera.
You know, Dan, you know, I'm embarrassed as someone that's trained in comedy. The best I can think of is Weeeee Tongla. And you have the Candy Dan, man, and that sounds way better. So
The Candy Dan.
I came prepared.
Yeah, you did.
I love it.
Well, Dan, thank you for bringing your gummy self into the pod cavern today. Everyone, we're talking about, let's just get into it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. We're talking about candy today. Shannon has been fighting tooth and nail for this episode for what seems like ages, truly.
Yeah, I think for the past 23 years at least.
Yeah, longer than the pod cavern, for sure.
Yeah.
Shannon, I mean, this may sound silly, but as the person who brought up the topic today, why candy?
Okay, so this actually holds a real, it's rooted in my childhood, really. So growing up, my mom was the head nutritionist for a hospital. So needless to say, I did not have a lot of junk food in my childhood. And there was, on Sundays, if we behaved in church, that would be our Sunday treat. So I still never got candy because I could not bring myself to behave in church. So I would rob the neighborhood children and buy penny candy at the variety store with my findings, and we'll deem them earnings. And so candy into my adulthood, when I could, spend my own hard-earned money, has become just part of my life because it was something that was not I don't know. It was just such a luxury item to me.
Right.
So here we are.
Here we are doing a very luxurious podcast as I have $50 of candy on my table beside me.
You went nuts, man. Like, you kind of lost your mind a little bit.
You made us look like assholes.
Hey, I do things for Ranked that every host should do, and I'm not expecting my guests to do this. We did this for top 5 chips. I bought a fuck ton of chips for that episode. Top 5 sodas. I had so many soft drinks that evening. We did this for the beer episode, us 3
True.
or us 4. So, you know, I like to spend money in weird places so I can do it for ranking things. Justin, yourself, you love candy?
I do love candy. I kind of have like a threshold for like, I love it, and then, oh my God, I don't want another bite. And that's like, lasts a while.
Tonight will go well.
Tonight is going to be rough for me in a good way. Like, I'm excited. I'm anticipating having gut rot 12 minutes in. But look, no, there are those candies that they're staples, right? They stick with you, and they're the go-to ones. And I'm excited to see what everybody else kind of nominates because, you know, as fun as this is, you know, it's a fun little competition. I'm excited to kind of delve in, and you learn a lot about somebody by the candy that they eat. And,
you know what? That's true. And I feel like Dan's going to have some fucked up candy.
Shit, yeah.
Because he's a twisted man. Dan, yourself, did you like candy growing up? And do you like candy now?
I love candy. I love candy. I love it so much that I have like a cold turkey approach to candy. Like, I just can't keep it anywhere near me. Like, we just don't buy it quite often because I would just devour it. I love candy for sure. Yeah, I used to work at like a grocery store, so like every like break I'd go on, I'd always go to the like bulk area and always be buying candy. Like, no matter what, there's always like a little bag of candy with whatever I bought for lunch.
I love that image in my brain.
In the same vein of working at the grocery store, I used to work at like a lumber yard, and when we were doing like inventory stock, and you go, you know, to the cash, and there's all like the row of candy or whatever. So as I'm doing inventory, I'd take the knife and cut extra deep, knowing I would cut into some bags so that I would have snacks for my shift.
Wow, that's intense. I love that. Okay, so this group here, candy over chocolate, is that safe to say?
1000% for me.
Shannon says yes. Dan and Justin, they seem tepid.
Yeah, it's a close, like, it's 60-40 candy for me. Like, I like a good bit of chocolate. And we're going to kind of dive into, I think, to the ground rules shortly here. But I think on average, I would take candy over like a chocolate bar. Yeah.
Right. Dan?
I think I love chocolate more, and that's why I cannot do a cold turkey approach to it. Yeah. I'm more of a chocolate guy, I think.
Wow. So Dan, you just like all junk food. Is what
I love
saying.
Junk food. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, for myself, I feel like I loved candy growing up, and I still do. And I have the whole thing with Dan has is like, if I buy candy, it's gonna be eaten. Like right now, like I was trying to save it for the cast, but I've already had. And this is the problem for tonight. I've had handfuls of candy throughout the day already. And I'm already like, oh my God, my brain is just full of sugar. And I'm having a little bit of a sugar crash right now. But we are going to have samples later, which is good. It'll amp me back up. But chocolate, I feel like I can have more chocolate before my teeth and my body say no.
Interesting.
Yeah, right? Because with candy, like, I don't know if it's like getting older, but my gums are weaker. And it's just like I can feel like it's starting to get sensitive and my tongue starts to like lose taste. You know?
I feel it in my tongue immediately. It's just like this like almost like my tongue gets numb.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, I know that.
You guys are weak.
Yeah, we are weak, apparently. But not weak enough to not do this podcast. So let's go into the ground rules. We already started alluding to this. When I started when I started Googling, what are other people's favorite candy?
Right.
The things that are number one are always chocolate. Like candy bars, which end up being chocolate bars. That's not candy.
Yeah, I have to assume that is like a U.S. versus Canada thing because
it is, yeah.
Nobody I know calls chocolate bars candy bars.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they're not candy. They're not.
Yeah. I think it very much is an Americanized thing, calling it a candy bar, yeah.
I do want to make a special shout out that I have a friend, his name is Chris, and he has like many categories of candy. There's like candy, there's like, but there's chocolate bars, candy bars. Then he has something that he calls kids candy. And I've never heard anyone else describe something as kids candy. And I've had long drawn out debates about what the hell that actually is.
Now that's candy to lure kids. That's what we've been using for the factory. Oh geez. Yeah, that's basically the only ground rules I can think of, that to exclude chocolate. And even we talked about, Shannon, you and I like started discussing like, what about like a candy covered chocolate thing? But we were just like, just take out chocolate. We don't eat chocolate, right?
Yeah, I think that's the route we were going, that like, let's remove chocolate from the table entirely. Like, because there's the candy coated chocolate, the chocolate covered candies. That I don't know.
I was thinking like, and this is not a nomination, but Smarties, for example, which is like chocolate inside but candy coating. And I always found, like, I know Smarties is like chocolate, but it has that candy outside, which is why I like it. But that doesn't count.
Yeah, and they're also terrible, but that's that's another debate.
That's another debate.
Wow.
Yeah. Any other ground rules we want to go through before we get started?
I was trying to think of this earlier, and I don't think there's any other stipulations to define what candy is other than not chocolate or food, right? Like to me, it's pretty cut and dry after that.
Yeah, they're confections, not chocolate, I think is what I put into our group chat earlier.
There's no way this would become a factor tonight. But for anybody listening out there, there's no, because sometimes you can have like liquid candies, you know, like I'm struggling to think of even like an example. But we don't have something like that. It's like an actual like chewable, edible
physical thingy that for lack of you don't slurp it down. I don't know.
I'm not slurping no candy liquid down.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the after hours show.
we save that for another topic,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should just get into it. So this group here today, because we're fun like that, we bought samples, and as I said, I bought way too many. I went to Bulk Barn, and I was just so excited. Literally the kid in a candy store analogy. I was like, but now I have money, and I just got paid.
And I will say, I'm super jealous that you were able to make the trip to Bulk Barn, because there were some that they're sitting in my honorable mentions because I just couldn't find them, but I knew they were living at Bulk Barn. So I'm really excited to see what you're bringing to the table tonight.
So Shannon, you know what the problem was, is I looked at stuff, and I even got some stuff that I knew I wouldn't nominate as my top 3. But I got them anyways, because I'm like, I have to get them for the podcast. And I'm like, why? And then I started staring at other nominations at Bulk Barn too, which I'm like, I like this candy. Wouldn't make my top 5, but maybe I should get it anyways. And that was my whole thought process throughout the entire thing. And then eventually I had to stop. So there's some that didn't make it, so unfortunately.
But yeah, the accessibility during this lockdown, for me, it was real, because there was definitely places I needed to go that I just couldn't go to get my noms. But I think it's going to be a fun night regardless.
Yeah, shout outs to Bulk Barn for being open throughout all this.
I was scared because the beginning, not to go on a huge tangent here, you had to go order this online, how much to put into the candy bag, and I'm really bad with measurements of anything. So I don't know, 500 grams of candy, I don't know what that looks like in a bag, you know?
Yeah. Is that this or fucking garbage bag?
I have no idea. And so what we did was we all met together in a safe way, and we exchanged candy. And we were thinking about this because I organized mine in separate baggies, and Justin and Shannon and Dan put them all in one envelope. And we were going to taste test them as we were nominating, just like we do in a lot of samples episode. But because everyone else's is in one bag, we didn't want to skew the results and stuff like that. So we're going to do the taste testing in the second half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the nominations have been said.
It's going to be extremely hard for me to sit back, but it's what we got to do.
It's what we got to do.
Yeah, we got to save it for the cast.
Here we go. And the cast starts now. Just like every episode, we're going to go around 3 times, nominating 3 nominations each, making a master list of 12 and whittling that down to a top 5 5. Candy list, a sugary, tasty, sour candy list. Maybe it's not sour, but my first nomination is because Shannon was like, I want to do a sour candy episode.
I wanted to be specific, like that narrowed down, but
Wow.
And Shannon, like I know you're my one of my kindred spirits like that because I fucking love sour candy. Like you're gonna see a lot of my nominations is like, give me the sour candy, give me the stuff that makes my taste buds go away after a while.
Yeah.
But that like the second it hits your lips and that sugar rush that you get, that's all I'm chasing, baby. And I just need to re-up myself like cocaine. So my first cocaine nomination is cocaine of candy. It's a bunch of kids. It's the Sour Patch Kids, everyone.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
Excellent
Classic.
choice.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's tough because there is so many sour candies I was going to go with. And I find, and there's one that maybe someone will say later that I probably might on a different day put it on top of Sour Patch Kids. But I tasted them from the bulk burn sample. And the way it was texturized wasn't how I remembered it. But
Oh,
Sour Patch
interesting.
Kids is always consistent
Yeah. Now,
in texture
do you
and taste. Yeah.
do you have a favorite color flavor of Sour Patch Kids? Because that
Good
one always
question.
gets me.
Yeah, no, I just eat them by the handful.
You mix flavors. You are a monster.
I am. I don't know. Like I like the color green, but I don't remember what it tastes like.
It's candy green. That's the flavor.
Candy
That's what it
green.
is.
Yeah.
I think they're lime with Sour Patch Kids. If I'm
Yeah, I was gonna say
remembering
lime.
correctly.
I think you can also get apple, like the.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I really don't.
Okay,
Okay.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you would know. You are the candy expert in this house, so.
Here's a ground rule I just thought of though. Like for the Sour Patch Kids, like there are many types of Sour Patch Kids. So when we do nominations, we want to be specific. So like
Right.
I'm nominating the original Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing.
fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone else,
call.
you like to eat kids?
I love to eat kids. I love I don't eat them by the handful. I like to pretend like I'm a god and I hold them one by one and I make them beg and then I just bite their head.
Oh, jeez, you monster. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Dan, are you a sicko like that?
No, I would certainly hope not.
Dan just crushes them with his hands. Just bam. He doesn't even eat them. He just smashes them.
I just Godzilla that shit. Yeah. I love Sour Patch Kids. I was thinking of them as being like a movie theater candy for sure.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
classic at the theater. Yeah.
When you buy them off Amazon, because that's how I got them, and not from Bulk Barn, you have to do a minimum of a 2-bag order, and the bags are fucking huge. They're really big. But like, I'm like, well, I'm not going to just buy one. It says I have to buy 2, so I'm going to go ahead and buy 2. And it's like, it's worth
Naturally,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I definitely separate the colors out. And I don't know. I don't know how people save like their favorite for last because I basically separate them out, eat all of my favorites, and then like, I don't know, go through the ones at the end like a little bit sadder, I think. But the blue raspberry ones for me are my favorite.
Ooh, those are
Yeah.
good though.
Yeah, those are solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yum, yum, yum.
My mouth
Justin.
is watering already.
Well, I got some Sour Patch Kids for you, and they're in that bag, which
I am
I've
ready.
numbered.
What number is yours? Maybe we can taste your. No, that's not.
No,
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 it's not
save it.
fair. No.
I will say,
Alright.
quick story. I numbered them all. I told you guys this yesterday when I saw you, but I numbered them all, and then I forgot to write down the corresponding number to the, to the nomination. So I had to open up the bags again and started doing it.
Genius.
I also gave extra to Shannon and Justin, but then I mixed up the bags, and then I forgot which ones went with which. So Dan, you might actually have more candy.
Oh, sweet.
That's hilarious.
That's really funny.
All right, Justin, go ahead, hit me.
Look, I'm starting off with my favorite candy, my go-to candy, and it's another sour one as well. And these ones I'm eating by the handful, you know, because guys, I love tasting that rainbow. I'm talking about sour Skittles, everybody.
Oh,
yes.
sour Skittles,
Oh,
bold.
my favorite of the Skittles.
Yes, like now look, I won't talk about original Skittles much because somebody might nominate them and they're wonderful in their own right. But sour Skittles, they've got another level of sugary delightfulness to them, where you pop them in and the sourness of the sour Skittles, for lack of a better word, is pungent. It immediately is just like, oh, wow, okay. No matter how much how many times you've eaten them in the past, you pop one of those in, you're just like, that's pretty strong right there. That's
douse that thing in sugar.
Yes, they do. It's insanity.
What is the chemical that they pour on it that makes it super sour?
I forget the name of it.
There's a name for it.
Yeah.
And I think you can just buy
you can just buy it. Yeah.
That
awful.
seems dangerous.
You can cover your steak in it if you want. It's ridiculous.
Sour steak.
You can put it on whatever.
Oh my god.
The magical thing though about Skittles and thus the sour Skittles is as sour as they are, and I love sour stuff. Each color does have a very distinct flavor, and they're very, very strong flavor, like in a good way. Like you know immediately, even without looking at it, it's just like, oh, that was a green one because that's an apple one.
And the green, I was just gonna say sour Skittles, green is apple, and that one is my favorite.
That's legit. Like each one has a distinctive flavor that even if you're not looking at that color, you know which one's popping in your mouth. They're so addictive. It's way too easy to finish off an entire bag, and then I feel like a trash human. But it's worth it.
Great nomination. I have thoughts, but I'm going to pass it to Dan first. Thoughts on sour Skittles?
Oh, yeah, I like sour Skittles. I like Skittles in general. I think it's the crunch. There's a good like kind of crunchiness to them. Ooh, but yeah, the sour ones, I know exactly what you mean. There's like that kind of extra sugary sour like texture on the outside. It's like not like an inside kind of sourness. Yeah, it's on the outside for sure. I love that about them.
Shannon, I was looking at you and you seem pretty jazzed about sour Skittles.
It was, I actually, as I went shopping, forgot about Skittles in general. So the fact that Justin brought sour Skittles to the table is blowing my mind right now. I adore sour Skittles.
That's why we're married, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
Okay, so with sour Skittles, I also love sour Skittles. Like I have thoughts, but I might save it in case someone else nominates regular Skittles. Who knows? Maybe it's me. Who knows? But it's tough because like it's one of those things that it quickly you lose your taste buds with because it hits you so hard with the sour. But every time you put a new one in, it's that feeling that I was talking about, that like hit that you're getting with that sugar rush, and you just put it on your tongue and it just melts, and it's just like it's just so good. My quick story is it was the first thing I ever stole as a kid. I was like just like a 7-year-old kid. I was really young, so when cops come after me, I guess, but I was at a Loblaws or something, and I remember I had sour Skittles one time in my life before that, and I'm like, I really want that, and my parents wouldn't let me buy it. So as a kid, I thieved a bag of sour Skittles. I felt super guilty afterwards. but
I mean, your parents pushed you to a life of crime.
I know.
That's what happened.
And that's all I steal these days is Skittles. I'm the Skittles bandit.
He's never liked paying for them ever since.
Every thief needs their calling card.
That's right.
So I think there's a little bit of a naughtiness to sour Skittles every time I look at them, because I'm like, it just brings me back to my life of crime.
Oh, I love that.
And I love it. I love it. Makes me feel badass. Shannon, what do you got?
So my nomination, this one is just so nostalgic to me. Of course, I'm bringing for my first nomination a sour one to the table as well.
Wow.
Fuzzy Peaches.
Ooh,
they just
peaches.
have such a big, bold, peachy flavor. You get the sourness on the outside, but that gumminess and burst of flavor on the inside. It's just a classic to me.
I really like what you said, the chewiness. Like when you get like a premium fuzzy peach, yeah, you get that sourness, but then it's just like almost soft. Like it's delightful. It's like a peach. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
And when you get the ones that you know are just like freshly made too, oh my God, they're amazing.
Yeah,
so good.
Question about fuzzy peaches. I have many thoughts about fuzzy peaches, but for you, Shannon, what's your favorite? Because there's two types of fuzzy peaches. They're the same, but they're different in the way of they're shaped. Because you can get the fuzzy peaches you can get in like the small bags, or you can get the Costco size fuzzy peaches, which are like a size of like a quarter, like they're much larger. Is there a preference of size of fuzzy peach you like?
So I'm happy you brought up the size because I don't know if anyone remembers like the actual penny candy walls at convenience stores, and they had the minuscule, tiny little bright orange fuzzy peaches. There was no coloring to them aside, like normal fuzzy peaches. You've got sort of the yellow and the bright orange type of thing. These ones were all just orange, and they were the exact same flavor, but tiny, and those... they're impossible to find, I feel like, anymore, but they were peak flavor.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Is anyone else smelling fuzzy peaches right now as we talk?
Yes.
It's great.
Absolutely.
We should rush through these so we can eat a bunch of candy. You know?
So true.
Okay, so here's my thing about fuzzy peaches is that I have a story about all candy because
I love it.
but with candy, with fuzzy peaches, my parents bought me the Costco size ones. So I had like the big fuzzy peaches. And there's another candy that my parents got me too, which I won't bring up right now. But basically, they got me so much of this same candy as a kid that I got tired of fuzzy peaches growing up because it was just fuzzy peaches all the time. And yes, it's candy, but apparently there was a limit to it. And what ended up happening was I was known as the fuzzy peach guy at school because I would always bring fuzzy peaches to school.
What a legacy.
And the story is not over. I used, like, it was a status thing, fuzzy peaches. Like, it was like, oh, Tuong has fuzzy peaches because everyone else was getting, like, I don't know, shitty sandwiches or, like, non-exciting lunches. Like, my parents would pack me, like, a delicious ham something sandwich. I would always... so bad, throw it in the trash. Like, I don't even tell my parents I don't like it. I just throw it in the trash and pretend I ate it. And instead, I'm just bartering for other people's lunches using fuzzy peaches.
Oh my
Currency.
God.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it was just like three. It was like not even that much. 3 fuzzy peaches. I'm going to have your slice of pizza. 2 fuzzy peaches. I'm going to have the rest of your, what do you call them? Those like snackable lunches.
God.
Yeah, I was a king.
Wow.
Check out Tuong and his fuzzy peaches.
Yeah. There you go.
That is too funny. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you. Dan, what do you got?
Well, I've been debating on this, but I'm gonna jump off of the sour train, I think, and I'm nominating, and I hope everyone knows this one. I feel like this could be one of those oddball ones, but Blue Sharks.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Anyone else know
Yeah,
Blue
yeah,
Sharks?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Blue
Blue
Sharks.
Sharks.
Good.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I love Blue Sharks. When I was like shopping for them just the other day, one thing that really stood out to me again about them was just how vibrantly blue they are. Like
And
in the candy bag.
Are these the ones that have the white belly to them?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the white belly, like the really rich blue, everything else. Definitely, I would say that they're more of like a kind of like a gummy. They're not like a jujube. They both kind of have like a chew to them, but yeah, this is more of like kind of like a softer chew, more of a gummy. I just love them. I love the flavor. I love the look of them. I love the kind of marshmallowy underbelly of them as well.
Now, what flavor would you say they are? Are they a blue raspberry type of flavoring?
I would just simply say blue.
Blue. Okay. I love it.
I don't know.
It's like slushies. What flavor's blue? It's blue.
It's blue. Yeah.
That blue on those sharks, it's like, the more you eat of them, the more minutes you're taking off your life because it's pure chemical. Like it's nothing has ever been that blue before. It's insane.
I'm pretty sure when you like actually look at your bags, it's just gonna be like radiating blue.
It's true. And
Glowing over there.
Dan, these were one of the candies that I saw at Bulk Barn that I was like, should I grab these? But I was like, no. But I'm glad you did because
Yeah.
it's totally a Dan nomination. Okay, let's go to round 2, everyone. Round 2. Wow, it's very strong round 1. I'm already excited about what's gonna happen. And just for people to know, we're recording this at night, so we're all gonna like eat a bunch of candy at like 10 p.m. tonight.
We're just going to lay in bed vibrating after the show.
Pretty much.
My next nomination has a bit of it's tough because I was gonna go with something and Justin beat me to the punch in the Skittles realm. Ooh. And I don't know if I'm ready to make a commitment around there anymore. So I'm gonna go and pivot into something that I've recently really started liking over just the last couple years, and it kind of just flew over the radar for me because I never liked its original flavor, but the sour flavor of this thing is great because it's not that sour, but it gives you a good enough kick, and I'm talking about sour jubes.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you guys have it in your bags. You can try some sour jujubes, and they are good. They are good. They're exactly what you want out of a gummy. They have that gummy texture that I love about candy. It's not hard like a Skittle would be. Sometimes you just need something soft that you can just sink your teeth right through. But then the flavor of sourness, I say quotes because it's not like doused in sugar, but it has just enough kick that makes you want to grab another handful.
I'm going to
Interesting.
back him up on this too. Like, I would say that the sour jujubes are superior to regular jujubes, except for the regular black ones. And I know I'm weird for saying that.
Yeah, super weird. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm interested. I don't know that I've actually ever tried them. Jubes on their own tend to strike me as like grandparent candy. So I'm excited to have my perspective changed. This is really cool.
Yeah. I'm usually not a big jube guy on its own, but sour really intrigues me. So
Yes, I that's what I mean about like just regular jujubes, and maybe someone will bring it up. Dan might. He seems like someone who would. But
That was a Dan nomination.
would they just be like full of just that blue food coloring that from the sharks? But anyways, but regular jujubes, I don't like them. I don't like them. They're just something about them. The flavor is just boring, and the texture is good, but the flavor, it doesn't make me want to eat more candy. If it's there, I'll eat it, but I don't love it. Sour jujubes, I can grab another like bunch just because it just tastes good. So
Oh shit! I'm really excited you brought this to the table. I'm in for this.
all right.
guys, have you ever seen when in all the past episodes that we've recorded ranked? Have you ever seen Shannon so excited? She's like rubbing her hands together. She's jittery.
I think I was pretty excited for budget
Floor is
beers.
wet
Pretty sure
underneath
she was
of her.
excited for budget beers too.
Budget beers, I was most excited for. Beer and candy, that's my in.
Justin, what do you got?
Well, I'm sticking on the sour train. I love me some good sour candy. And truth be told, this is the second candy that came into my head when I was thinking about my top candies. And these are ones that I remember always getting growing up, going to visit my dad, and we go to like a convenience store and we just get like a bunch of just random candy. And I was always so fixated on the sour stuff. And this one was the one that always garnished the most attention. And I'm talking about sour cherry blasters.
Oh baby. I'm so
How
happy you
about
brought
it?
this. I'm so
So
happy
good.
about this.
They're not as sour as they're probably more sour than the sour jubes. Like again, I haven't had them,
Definitely.
but they're more sour probably than the sour jube. But they're not the same level of sourness as a sour Skittle, where you kind of not get tired of it, but there's like a limit where that your body can probably safely take. Sour cherry blasters are ones where it's just like, oh, that's a kick, and oh, yummy cherry flavor, and this is not common for candy, everybody. Kind of does taste like cherry. A lot of cherry candy flavor is like not real cherry flavor. Like it's red flavor.
Right. Yeah.
The sour cherry blasters, they have a pretty good cherry flavor. Not perfect, but they do a pretty good job at reproducing it. I also really like the shape. I like that they kind of almost like they kind of like dip in the bottom.
What do you like about the shape? Can you describe it to me?
Well, they cup in the bottom a little bit, and all of the sourness just kind of sits in there a little bit. It's delicious.
Shannon was making a hand movement. Can you describe that to the audience?
I don't think I was making a hand movement. I don't think that.
That's for later.
Cherry blasters for me is such an interesting nom that like they've existed forever. Like I don't know. I would get like those miscellaneous bags, like the surprise goodie bags of candy. I don't know if anyone else used to grab those, but I was like, whatever, it's candy. I'm gonna love it. Cherry blasters for me always kind of sat on the back burner. I'm a big fan of like fruit flavors when it comes to candy, like in my first nom with the peaches, but like fake cherry flavor is one of my least favorite things on the planet. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's bad. But
And sorry to cut you off. I agree. The fake cherry flavor it will turn me off of a lot of cherry candies. But
So
cherry blasters.
that being, yeah, you're saying it has a little bit more of a real vibe. I haven't tried them probably in over a decade, so I'm excited to
So
put
we'll see.
those in my mouth.
You got to stop doing that hand movement because the people at home can't appreciate
It's like cradling a ball sack for those at
there
home.
You go, there
Yeah.
you go. I've said this in many episodes. Something about this group always brings out the most sexual and the worst out of me. And I love that about this group.
Sexual violent energy.
Yeah.
Dan, I didn't hear your opinion about cherry blasters.
Oh yeah, I love them. They're great. I always think of like Halloween. I feel like I got a lot of cherry blasters on Halloween.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would also agree. I think like that kind of imitation cherry flavor isn't like one of my favorite flavors, but I do agree with Justin in the sense that this has a little more to it. So I feel like it doesn't give you that kind of nauseating kind of like cherry medicine kind of vibe. It tastes like something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exciting.
I really like cherry blasters. This is one of the things that I wish I got at Bulk Barn, but they didn't have it. So it feels like cherry blasters just in general are not really on the shelf these days. Because I was looking through like a few stores, like your General Zares and like a Dollarama.
I found them at Zares.
You did? Okay.
Oh,
The Zares,
maybe I got lucky. Maybe I got
Yeah.
lucky. Who knows?
Heyo.
maybe you got the last one, you bastard. So, but yeah, I really do like cherry blaster chews. I just like the texture of it. I think the bite in it is really, really good. And the amount of sugar that you get out of it is also really good. I just, cherry blasters is like Maynard's, right? Like they made those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah, they
whole
made
list
those,
is Maynard's, basically. It will end up being.
Sponsored by Maynard's, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited to get to the sampling portion because I want my mind changed about cherry blasters.
I'm looking forward to it.
And if it's not, you get free candy, so who cares?
True.
There you
Good
go.
point. I didn't pay for it.
Bad in any way. So.
Shannon, what do you got as your second nomination?
Okay, so I'm gonna follow Dan down to Gummy Town, and
Hello.
and like I mentioned, I'm a big fan of fruit flavors when it comes to my candy. And this one for me, it's gonna come out of left field. I don't know that it's going to make it to the top 10, but for me personally, I would feel remiss not nominating it. This is my go-to airplane candy. When I'm getting onto a plane, this is what I grab at the snack shack, and because this is one that you can eat an entire bag to yourself, which I do, and you don't get that gut rot because it is made from real fruit. That's right, I'm talking real fruit gummies. They are so fucking good.
Ooh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They are made with
Strong.
real fruit juices, and for your sampling pleasure, there is one of every flavor in your envelope,
Yes.
gentlemen.
Bless you.
How are ya?
Bless you. Wow, I did not strike you as someone who would like this.
Yeah, I mean, I could live my entire diet just on fruit, and the fact that this is candified fruit, it's everything. it's everything to me.
Is it pitched as healthy, these gummies?
No, I don't think so.
I doubt it.
just not outright terrible for you. I think
It's
is probably a better way.
Gelatinous fruit. I don't know.
Okay. Because it reminds me of just looking at it, and I've had this before, but I just need a reminder of what it looked like. It reminds me of, I hope no one nominates this, but like the Welch's like fruit gummies as well. And I feel like those guys always were like, yeah, but we're the healthy gummies, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it totes free of artificial flavors and colors,
Oh, that's good.
and
Okay.
there's a little label on it that says "made better." It basically is a middle finger to all other candy.
Yeah.
I like the confidence that real fruit brings to the table.
I can attest to Shannon saying like she can eat a whole bag. Is like I've seen her on numerous plane trips, numerous road trips, getting a bag of these, and within 20 minutes they're gone.
And to the ones that are larger size with the seal at the top, I will eat those to myself as well.
And you'll eat the seal too, because
Yes.
it still has a little bit of residue flavor on it.
And I went for the original medley. They do have like the super fruit flavors. They've got like they've got a lot of different. Tropical is another good one. But for these purposes, I went with the the original medley.
Wow.
Ooh,
there we
very
have
nice.
This is a bold nomination coming from
Thank
you,
you.
but I like it. Dan, second nomination. What do you got?
I'm gonna hop back onto the sour train. Actually, departing from Gummy Town. And I'm gonna say sour watermelon slices.
Oh, that was
They're
the other
fun.
one I was talking about. It was
Oh, yeah.
sour. It was fuzzy peaches and sour watermelons that I traded and bartered.
Delicious.
They're a fun little shape, and yeah, they have that delicious water, like that imitation watermelon flavor, and they got the sour. It's definitely like a summertime candy for me, for sure. Yeah.
They do a good representation of a watermelon flavor. For like a
Yeah.
thick watermelon flavor, they do a pretty good one.
Sorry, it was Dan was saying it like mimics watermelon really well. I was just picturing him like, when people do like a soccer game or like ultimate frisbee game and someone brings a cooler of watermelon to help the team, and Dan just comes with a whole cooler of sour watermelon slices.
No one would be
Hydrate,
mad.
kids.
Yeah. Absolutely zero mad people at that pitch.
Yeah. Make even more friends.
Yeah, exactly. Shannon, do you like sour watermelon?
Yeah, to the extent that you will also find this in the envelope from me.
Oh shit! All right, here we go.
Yeah, so I'm backing that one hard. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That's great. Okay, everyone, round 3, the final round. I don't know if I want to continue on this sour train. My heart is with sour stuff. I looked at my list so far. It's just sour stuff. And I look at this pile of candy in front of me, and it's 80% sour stuff. So I think I'm just going to go with it anyways because of there's always one in every single episode of Ranked, which is the classic candy. The classic, it should be on the list. Maybe with candy, I feel like that's a little bit different, but you know what I'm talking about. Those types of nominations like Pabst Blue Ribbon, for example, had to be part of the budget beers kind of thing. And I have one of those for candy, but I feel like I won't get any traction for it. So I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to end on another sour note here. So we've hit what? Kids, jujubes, watermelon. It's always weird saying kids. Cherry blasters, fuzzy peaches to an extent. But we haven't hit something that unlocks the door to freedom, sour keys.
I really appreciate that pun, Tuong. That's
Thank you.
really well done. That's
Thank
good.
you.
So
Shannon?
I'm going to have a bone to pick with you here.
Oh, Jesus.
Here we go. Come at me.
Because, so when you'd buy sour keys at a convenience store, you would get them in the giant tubs. You buy them for 25 cents a piece. They're the big keys. You've got your red and green. You've got your purple and yellow. There are very vivid memories of these particular sour keys. I have memories of summers where the center strip of my tongue, the taste buds would be gone because of licking sour keys nonstop all summer. So,
Yep.
that being said, this for me was one, you can only get those at Costco. You can buy the entire tub for $6.99 at Costco. And if you did not do that, you do not have my vote. Because all other sour keys are absolute trash.
So, Shannon, I agree with you to a large extent. I did not grab those sour keys, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Because later, as I got older, my parents bought me sour keys as well. They bought me a lot of candy. But I was past the bartering stage of life, so I just had them for myself. I agree, though. We're going to get to it in the tasting in the second half of the show, where this was why I was hesitant to nominate it right away. And this was actually the candy that I was going to put over Sour Patch Kids, because the Costco version of sour keys is amazing, and it has the right bite. It has the right, chew to it. Yep. And these bulk bar ones are still good, and you'll eat them and you'll be like, this is pretty good. But the chew to them is too fresh almost. It's almost like you're cutting through butter in a way. And I'm like, I want to work for my sour keys a little bit and do that whole kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So when you eat them tonight, just know I wanted to nominate the other ones.
Had they been the jumbo Costco size ones, they 100% hands down are my favorite candy. So that's tough. Yeah.
Well, just imagine those are the sour keys that I'm talking about.
I cannot do it.
The ideal choice for him, you got to give a little leeway here. We're in pandemic
have to.
times, right?
I can't go to Costco as well.
I give credit, but they will not taste the same, and I will not be able to vote authentically.
Well, they don't taste bad. I will say they don't taste bad. They're still fucking candy, Shannon. What are we talking about here?
How about we calm your tits over there, right? Jesus.
All right. Well, Justin, what do you have as your final nomination?
Okay, so I'm flying away from Sourville. I don't know. Trying to go with the transportation analogy. And I am going, Tuong, like you alluded to, a little bit more of a classic candy. And very similar to Shannon's kind of real fruit gummies. It's a little bit out of left field, I think. But I think we all have aspects of our lives and memories where we've had this candy and we've really enjoyed it. It's kind of one of those staples. And I'm not saying that it should be in a top 5 because it's a staple. But it stands on its own, and they continue to taste really great. I'm talking about the original Jolly Rancher.
Wow, that is not what I thought you were going to say.
Not at all.
Wow.
Okay.
You look, it's a hard candy, which is quite different from I think everything that we've got already right on the list. Everything so far on the list has been chewy, which is great. And those are, I think, for most people, kind of the go-to type of candy.
Interesting.
Because you can kind of enjoy it a little bit more. It's more like a snack. Whereas a Jolly Rancher, it's, clearly something you pop in your mouth and you suck on for a while. Nice. But the variety of flavors that are out there for a Jolly Rancher are very wide. And besides the cherry, because the Jolly Rancher cherry flavor, it's definitely more of a fake cherry flavor. But the rest of them, though, outstanding flavor. You get a lot out of them.
Big flavor
out of the Jolly Ranchers. They're ones that anybody can enjoy. You can always find a flavor that you're gonna like. And one of my favorite memories of them is growing up. My grandpa would always have like a bunch of them. I grew up on a farm, and he would have some like in a tractor, and it's just like sitting there. Well, it's the middle of the summer, so you would just become kind of like this, like not amorphous blob, but you would take the peel off, and you would just see like it kind of like melting in the middle, and then you would just like take the wrapper and almost like wipe it against your tongue to get the Jolly Rancher, and it was like this melted delightfulness that was so concentrated sugar and fake flavor, but it was goddamn delicious.
So that was a good memory.
It's a great memory.
Jolly Ranchers are good. I did not even think about Jolly Ranchers. I was kind of staying away from that realm of candy. I forgot there was like a whole subset of that type of hard candy.
There's a lot of hard candy out there. Yeah.
A lot of hard candy. And I was really focused on the gummies. Really, that's all I was going for. Yeah, that's great.
Just to be specific, Justin, are you, for your nomination, are you saying like farm warmed Jolly Ranchers?
Yeah, so what I've done is in all of yours is a little heater that's in your bag. No, no, just straightforward OG. They've got like a variety of different flavors. I think they do have like tropical ones and all this kind of stuff.
I'm pretty sure they have a sour one too.
They have the sour ones as well. They do actually have gummy Jolly Ranchers, which to me is a totally different thing.
Yep.
But OG packaged Jolly Ranchers, they're delicious.
And similar to the sour Skittles, the green ones are apple flavored. Ooh. And like I'm about to drool in my mouth right now. Like that is some.
Not only the green flavor. Yeah, there you go, right there. Not only the green are they the green apple. The light pink ones are the watermelons.
Mm-hmm.
Num 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 num.
Wow,
that's a good nomination.
And I'm pretty sure in each of your sample bags, which we're going to try at the second half of the show, you've got one of each flavor, so you can kind of pick your like go-to flavor. So you're getting the ideal one for your decision.
My goodness,
that's nice.
We have to move on so we can eat some candy. Shannon, what do you have as your third nomination?
So, okay. Another one for me here, and I don't know what the read in the room's gonna be on this one, but it is just such a summertime classic for me that you can take it to a music festival. It always comes camping with me. Even in the wintertime, take it to an arena, take it to a hockey game. I am talking about strawberry Twizzlers licorice.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something so nostalgic, and I don't know. Like, I guess a lot of mine are travel based. I don't know. It comes with me anytime I'm camping or going anywhere. Like, it's the perfect road trip snack. It's like the bag you can just hand around a car, and people will just pull out a couple Twizzlers. Like,
There's no sugar falling out of the bag.
yeah,
That's
it's a
kinda
very
nice.
crowd friendly snack.
Do you ever use a strawberry Twizzler as a straw for a can of Coke?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so damn good. So I mean, I know it's maybe not the Instagrammable sexy candy. It's not going to make any lifestyle photo shoots anytime soon, but it's a ballpark classic, I feel like.
No, I like, and you said strawberry, right? Because there's so many
Strawberry.
different. Okay, yeah, because the strawberry one is the best one.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
I'm sorry, Dan. You probably like the black licorice. Like, do you like that?
I'll save it for the cast.
Okay, is that the next? I mean, we're on the cast. I really, and there's so many different types of forms of Twizzlers as well. I have a different one on my list that I find more. I'm not sure how to say this, candy-ish. Like, this is definitely candy, but the other one's like more like kid candy. Maybe that's what kid candy is.
Oh, don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
but I do appreciate, because like a lot of the candy that we've nominated just makes such a freaking sugar mess once you open the bag. But Twizzlers, you just whip that thing out, have a couple bites, good to go. You can have another one if you want, no mess. So that's
exactly.
great.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Very good.
Dan,
Yeah, solid nom. Is this the last one? Is this the
the
final
last
one?
one.
Shit.
I can't believe we made it to the final nom. No one talked about the ultimate candy, the one beloved by all.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
I'm talking licorice all sort. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know I'm like the only person on the planet who likes that one.
You actually do like those, right?
I do actually like it.
That's
I
terrible.
knew it. Dan.
No, I'm gonna go with another one that could also be like disgusted by all of you guys. I'm gonna say gummy Coca-Cola bottles.
Oh,
Wow.
Interesting.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, there hasn't really been much cola-based discussion tonight, so I'm introducing
There
that right
hasn't been,
now.
you're right.
Yeah.
Aside from drinking Coke with Twizzler straws, but yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I really love the Coca-Cola kind of like imitation Coca-Cola flavoring in the candy. It definitely like on the gummy side, but a little bit more of a kind of a tougher bite with them still. Yeah, you can either just kind of like suck on them for a little while, enjoy that kind of Coca-Cola flavoring, or you can just like chew through them. I don't know. Again, I always think of it like as more of like a summertime candy, maybe because I'm also thinking of like Coca-Cola slushies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something you might bring along to like a theme park or something too. Yeah, maybe like a road trip kind of candy. I don't know. I love them, but I've talked to so many people who like, they're like, oh, those are disgusting. What are you talking about? Like, I friggin' love them. They're delicious to me.
What about the rest of you two? Do you like Coca-Cola gummies?
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
I knew it.
Sorry, Dan. I'm not a fan. Look, hey, fight for your nomination. Great. I've never been that much of a fan of. I'm not a fan of like any of like the. Unless it's like an actual Coke. I'm not a fan of like the Coca-Cola slushies or anything like that either. So it's not just this candy. It's any Coca-Cola flavoring, I think, is what I'm against.
And I kind of fall into the same boat. I'm a bit of a Coke snob, and yeah, for me, the imitation is a bit of a swing and a miss to me. I know they were always one of my sister's favorites, so like, you know, when you're really hard done by and like all of your candy's eaten and your sister still has a pile, like I would sneak a few every once in a while, but. So yeah, I'm excited to try them again for the sake of giving them a second chance.
For the sake of research, of course.
Research, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I'm more of a fan of the imitation Pepsi gummies, unfortunately, Dan. So I like, you really almost got me, but you didn't. I'm probably in the similar boat of Justin and Shannon here, although I don't hate them personally. I'm a sucker for food in general. So I'll eat it even if I don't like it. But I think with this one, I like it enough that I would keep grabbing more. I would never say no, which is something. And I'm just looking at your list, Dan. I feel like you gravitate towards just fun shapes.
Maybe, yeah. Sharks,
Sharks, watermelon, Coca-Cola bottles. Like, I'm not even sure if you notice the taste of these things, but you probably just like the
texture
shapes.
and the look. Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break because I want candy. All right, we'll be back, everyone. Oompa loompa doobity doo. I've got some candy just for you, Justin.
Oh, God. There's just you got sugar. What is molasses?
That's disgusting.
What kind of operation are you running over here?
I'm so sorry. It's my first day Oompa Loompiing, and I'm just so sorry. The boss, he's gonna kill me.
I'm gonna kill you before the boss. Look at you, ruined my shirt. I need a new shirt. What am I supposed to do now about my shirt? What is this supposed to?
1 second. I'll make it right. Boss, I spilled a bunch of shit on this customer, and
what are you gonna do about this? I got molasses on here. I need a new shirt now.
Oh God. Well, it's okay. It looks like our boss, he's just shocked and appalled about me, and he's just furious right now. And I think I know what to do to make it right. Listen, there's a website, Pod Cavern. You know the Pod Cavern?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Obviously. I'm so sorry. I'm stupid. Pod Cavern has t-shirts now. They sell t-shirts at podcavern.com.
I mean, it's about goddamn time, frankly. But okay, great, awesome.
And I can't buy you the t-shirts because I'm just paid in candy, but you can. And if you buy a t-shirt, and you know what? They have more than t-shirts. They have like a zillion t-shirts. They have mugs. They have like face masks, whatever you want. A little bit goes to the Pod Cavern.
Fine. I'm sending you the bill, though, because I didn't... This is ridiculous.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, the boss will pay for it. Boss, will you pay for it?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Whatever you need.
Oh, thank God. He has his speech back. That's good. All right. Well, you get a t-shirt, and you, young lassie, you get a little song. Oompa loompa doopity.
I just want to go home.
Buy your sugar-free t-shirts at podcavern.com.
Top five.
Hey everyone, we are back. I have never been more excited to come back in the second half of the show. Usually the first half, it is still exciting. The second half, we get in a huge argument, no matter what it is. But tonight, there's a different energy in the air because no matter what we choose, we all win. We win. It doesn't matter. Who cares about the list? Well, I care to an extent. But like truly, like we're just in candy heaven right now. I wish I could show people. Like Shannon's already gone ahead and started eating candy.
What are you doing?
Don't
She's eating her own noms, though.
That's a good
Don't
point, yeah.
judge me. All right,
I'm a monster.
All right, so our list here, we have a top 12 list, and we have a bunch of honorable mentions, which I'll save for later. And if you're sensitive to us chewing, well, I'm sorry. We're going to do a little bit of chewing. We'll try not to be gross about it, but there's
I'm going to be gross about it.
There's going to be some chewing on the pod.
There's no getting around being gross, though, really.
I mean, we started off gross, and we usually do on this show, so... Okay, so our list is Sour Patch Kids, Sour Skittles, Fuzzy Peaches, Blue Sharks, Sour Jujubes, Sour Cherry Blasters, or just Cherry Blasters, Real Fruit Gummies, Sour Watermelons, Sour Keys, so many sour things, Jolly Ranchers, not sour, the original ones, Strawberry Twizzlers, and Gummy Coca-Cola. All right.
Wow.
And, I mean, of course, we're going to have to just try all of these for the research.
I think we have to go through, like, systematically, though, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, look, well, why don't we just start off with the first nomination of the night? Tuong, you're the host.
Okay.
I
don't want to dwell on every single candy because it's just us talking about every single nomination again. So, do we want to taste the candies that we know will make you know how we star nominations and we pick our favorites kind of things and we leave the rest in the dust? Dan's like, no, he wants to try every candy.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Okay. Can we maybe let's do some shoo-ins, the ones that we have to star to move on, and we'll start with that. If we want to loop back around to the rest, so be it.
So how about we do this? So every show we get to have every single person star a nomination that isn't one of their own, and this might be fun to
like
just
it.
try the nominations. So we'll have Justin star a nomination that isn't one of your own, and we'll try it.
Oh boy. Okay. You know what?
Hurry.
I got. Look, guys. I gotta go with my wife on this one. Fuzzy peaches are.
Oh, solid.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna warn you because we didn't sample them beforehand. They're so stale. I don't know why.
Oh
they're
no. Okay.
Although
okay,
they're not
but-
bad.
They're so hard.
All right. That's okay.
So going in for the fuzzy peaches.
The flavor is still there, but
Yeah.
they're so stale.
No, they're. Dan looks like he's like in heaven right now.
Yeah.
No, those are fine.
These
I
are
get what
good.
I get what you're saying.
They're
but no,
not what they
fine.
should be. They're
They're
not
fine.
peak
They're good.
peach, but
I'll take it. Oh man,
These are like the ones that are sitting in your car for a little bit, but they still taste amazing.
right.
these bring me back to my criminal days. Shannon, star one that isn't one of your own.
Sour Skittles, guys.
Oh my God.
How are you now? How about you now? Oh, there it is, right away. Oh.
It punches you right in the back of the throat,
Yeah, it does.
and I like it.
But then, the sourness kind of goes away like, relatively quickly.
Oh my
And
God.
then you just get to enjoy the Skittleness.
God damn, that's good. Yeah, you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Oh, sour Skittles are so good. They're so good. I was going to do the regular Skittles and you saw it when I did the team pick here, but sour Skittles, fuck me, they're good.
They're so goddamn good.
Dan, star one that isn't one of your own.
I'm gonna go for sour jujubes.
All right. I'm excited for these, just to see your guys' reaction.
What color is everybody picking? I'm going orange.
Yeah, that's solid.
I just
go.
grab whatever.
I'll go red. Definitely the jube-ness.
I love the jube.
Love the jube. Nice and chewy. But yeah,
There's a little bit of a thing, right?
It's like a little tang. It's like a tang.
Yeah, it's more of a tang than it is a sour.
But that's
Yeah.
not a detriment. That's not a point against it for me.
That's what I was trying to say. It's not a sour thing. It's called sour jujubes, but it's just jujubes remixed. You know?
It's jubes that went off to college and found themselves.
I recommend going for the darker color one too. The darker color one.
Is it black licorice?
No.
I think it's grape.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
I wanted them to be sour.
I think I prefaced them that they weren't sour. Well, they have a thing of sour. Like it's a hint. It's a whisper of sour.
They're absolutely better than regular jubes. I will give them that.
100%.
Yes.
No question.
For sure. Okay. Wow. Where do I go? Where do we go from here? Sour Skittles. Ooh. How about we go for these watermelons?
Yeah.
Now, do you guys bite the pink thing first? You just all in, right? Oh, nice and soft. I like that the sourness it's quite subtle. It's still there.
Do you know what's interesting? Dan, if you pull out your watermelon and then compare it to my watermelon, they are different watermelon candies.
Oh, they are. These are like little watermelon slices.
See,
I just
that's
have to
fun.
say, Dan, I was having trouble opening the bag, and I just opened the entire bag on my lap.
Oh
So I just have candy everywhere, which is great. It's a good problem.
Dan, the wedges that you got are absolutely better than the slices that I got. Mine were the Maynard's Sour Patch watermelons. Yours are better.
These are fresh picked from Bulk Barn.
Fresh pick
Fresh
from the garden.
Yours are much better.
Okay, well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was amazing.
What did we accomplish besides eating?
Okay, so we've started sour jubes. We've got sour Skittles. We got fuzzy peaches, and we've got the sour watermelon. I think that's a really good starting.
Good start.
Good starting point.
Okay, we'll open up to the floor, and I don't want this to be... Guys, I'll just say this. We'll have time to eat this candy later. Right now, it's just for the research, and if you really want to fight for one, then yes, for sure. But we don't have to taste test every single one of these.
Yeah.
That said, is there one or more that you guys really want to fight for that you think will make top 5?
I would like to jump in here, and I know it's sacrilegious to do your own, but I really want to make a point for sour cherry blasters, primarily because of the potential for a little bit better of a fake cherry flavor.
Okay, here we go.
They do look like a healthy little ball sack, though.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to like a sad ball sack.
Hey, I've seen some in my time. Oh, guys.
Right? Like, it's a little bit surprising, and it kind of hits you at the end a little bit. It's like, oh, there's actual cherry in this.
You don't have to sell
damn.
me. I love cherry blasters.
Oh, I love them too.
That's infinitely better than I remember them.
Oh, good. There
Excellent.
we go.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going in for round 2.
Whoa.
Wow. Dang. There's so much candy on this table.
I like that.
I'm not, and I know I just made an argument for one, and I'm not necessarily making an argument for it, but I want us to delve into these blue sharks a little bit. I feel like
Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
we explored a little. I think I have
Yes,
very
please.
limited experience with these.
You are going to love it.
I don't like them,
Dang.
personally. I think it's the marshmallow.
I think they're fine. I like the novelty of them, and I do like the fluffiness of them. I think they flub up the flavor.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Dan. Like they're fine. I agree with I think I agree with Tuong's sentiment more than Shannon's.
I'm curious if the blue top. That
Oh,
one-
you're going just blue. Okay. That's
The blue is delightful.
Oh, interesting.
I think
Like
it's the
the blue.
marshmallow.
Oh, okay.
The marshmallow's throwing me.
Justin, I don't think you have to apologize to Dan. He's having the time of his life.
That's great,
He's
but he
right
looks so happy over there.
I'd say like 5 of them. I'm having a fantastic time.
I would like to really put forth, and I don't need both of them here, but I do think at least the Sour Patch Kids have to be starred, right?
I would say at least even for like further exploration down the road.
All right.
I 100% agree.
Sour Patch Kids time.
Okay, yeah. I would say the blue kid. And that's delicious.
Does anyone else want to revisit any of mine?
Nah.
I mean, we did the fuzzy peach. Wait, did we do fuzzy
We did the
peaches?
fuzzy peaches. Yeah, those are.
The fuzzy peaches, yeah.
Real fruit gummies and Twizzlers. Anyone?
Well, I'm gonna snag a little bit
Bueller?
of the real fruit gummies because I like the novelty of the real fruit gummies. I think they have a really kind of interesting placement in this list of nominations.
Sorry,
Those
I'm
blue Sour Patch Kids. Oh my
still
god. those are
mowing
so
down
great.
Sour Patch Kids. What are we doing?
Shannon's real fruit gummies because I like the position that they're on the list. Like they're very different from almost anything else that's on here. Very good.
I'm gonna say good, but I've had them fresher before. Like these are a little bit tougher.
Well, they're sitting in an envelope.
Valid point.
I don't know if they're real fruit. They don't feel like it.
Whoa.
just chewing
Controversial.
on it. Yeah. I feel like they're trying to pull one over our heads over here.
Okay, I just wanted to give it a little bit of love. If you guys
Yeah.
are not feeling it, that's okay. They still hold a special place.
They're a
in my
bit
heart.
tougher than I thought they would be, but I think your envelope thing makes sense to me. So, but they're only 1 day old in an envelope. How stale can it get?
I think I packed them a day early, but anyway, besides
All right,
the point.
all right,
So.
fair enough.
I would say a good nomination. I don't know if it's gonna go any further though.
I don't think the grocery store had the freshest
freshest
assortment of shit, but
Fair enough. As you put a Twizzler in your mouth. Dan, you were about to say something?
I was just gonna say I don't expect this to get like starred or anything like that, but I really do want to make everyone have a Coca-Cola gummy, please.
Okay.
Join in with me.
You're gonna make us have one.
no, I can appreciate that.
Well,
Oh,
these
they're
look a
little.
different than normal than I remember though.
I remember
I
you had big
I was
flat
picturing the
ones.
stretchy ones, the flat and
Yeah,
stretchy
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw those too, but I always like the small ones.
Yeah, I do not like that.
They're fine.
There's like a sourness to them a bit. Like
I think I might like them more than your blue sharks. By like
okay.
just slightly.
I think I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a little bit more, at least they go for a flavor. In the blue sharks, it just feels
Yeah.
like,
It's shark flavored.
yeah.
Yeah, the shark the shark it's like it doesn't know what it wants to be.
Yeah.
Does it want to be a candy? Does it want to be a marshmallow? Does it want to be a shark? Who knows?
that's what I like about
Who
it.
knows? Who knows?
The indecisive candy.
Is there any other ones that we want to fight for really hard? So we have Sour Patch Kids, Jujubes, Skittles, Cherry Blasters, Fuzzy Peaches, and Watermelon. That's 6. I mean,
the
go
tough
ahead.
one with the Jolly Ranchers for mine is like I really think like they deserve to be talked about. It's going to be really difficult to be able to sample them though because they're a hard candy. Like they take time to
Yeah.
ingest, and for an episodic thing, that's kind of difficult.
I also
you
don't
need to
know,
like-
and I'm going to eat the shit out of this after the cast, but I don't even know, like, Justin, you think it's top 5 material?
I think some people would put, I think a good amount of people would put it in the top 5 candy. I don't feel super confident at this group would put it there.
I think when it comes to the robust flavor of them, if you're going for longevity of enjoyment, I think it stands on its own. That, I mean, if you're going on a car trip and like road trip that you're just gonna like pop a candy in your mouth and drive, you got something there.
Absolutely.
But I think it would be one of the hardest to compare to the others.
Definitely. I would be remiss not to try to fight for sour keys. I love sour keys.
Well, let's try these sour
So
keys.
have a sour key. It's not the one I wanted, but I don't think they're terrible. It's not the one I wanted, though. Shannon says no.
I think the flavor is there. It's the texture that's not the same.
The texture's not the same. I
for
want it to be a
me,
little tougher. I want it to be a little tougher.
Shannon's a connoisseur over here, so.
No, the flavor's off.
God.
It's off.
Dan, what are your thoughts on the sour keys?
I actually like the flavor, but I'm not a sour key connoisseur either, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I like where your head was at, Tongue. Like we get each other. We see eye to eye on this. That like it was a fallback move, which I respect that you still wanted to put it up.
But it's a sour. It's like basically nominating the thing I wanted and bringing in the wrong sample. That's what happened.
Which you did, yeah.
But
I like these.
I don't hate
darker
these.
colored ones.
I don't hate these. Justin, your thoughts on those sour keys?
I don't mind them at all. I don't have any. There's nothing offensive about them in any way.
Fair.
I don't think that they compare to some of the other stuff that we've kind of already starred, though.
And it sucks because if I did bring those other ones, could have been a hard hitter.
Number one.
Yeah,
it's
look,
tough.
you got to play with what we got.
Play with what we got.
And I think these are again, I'm no connoisseur. They're very good, but they don't stack up to some of this other stuff, in my opinion. So
Fair enough.
No blue shark.
Yeah, it's better.
Cold.
The only other thing that I'm seeing here that, I mean, I said we wouldn't eat everything on this list, and we basically have. But the one thing that really hasn't been discussed is the Twizzlers, even though Shannon has been eating it.
Yeah, let me get.
So let's try one.
All right, here we go. We've officially sampled every single one now.
Except the Jolly Rancher.
Well, yeah, fair. There's something almost refreshing about this after having all this other stuff. It's very muted. I like that I can assert my dominance by just smacking people in the face with it. That's kind of nice.
It's good. I do like it, but when it's just on the same table as the rest of these freaking all-stars, this is not the candy I would grab.
Yeah, it falls short.
That's fair. I think it falls into the same boat as those Jolly Ranchers. It would be hard to compare. It's sort of in a different subset of candies. Time and a place, though, for sure.
Time and place, 100%.
Road trips, movie theaters, you got it. For sure. It's perfect for that. But just looking at these candies, there's just so many that I would just grab handfuls of. And I'm not going to grab a fistful of these Twizzlers.
Hey, fair enough.
I am enjoying this.
Wow.
It's very good. Yeah, it just doesn't. I don't think it compares to some of the other stuff that we've got here.
So how many do we have starred currently?
All right.
No. We tried them all, but we have starred Sour Patch Kids, Sour Jujubes, Sour Skittles, Sour Cherry Blasters, Fuzzy Peaches, and Sour Watermelon. So that's 6. We only have to cut one.
I am really happy that we've essentially landed on the episode that I wanted to do with the sour candies.
Yeah,
But
kind of amazing.
it's true.
Shannon, because we opened up the door to all candies and we still chose sour, that says something.
It sure does. Now, as far as dropping one, I would like to put forth
Don't you dare.
Sour Jujubes.
Here's my argument for Jujubes compared to the rest of this list. Is that everything else on this list is just coated in sugar, which is fine. I love that. You see that in my entire nominations here. You see that with a lot of these things. But with the Jujubes, and only you, Shannon, because I tried to preface this already, was disappointed that it wasn't sour enough. But what I like about the Jujubes that bring to this table is it's not a flavor that is just dependent on just being doused in this sugary outside that makes a huge mess whenever you bite it and it just goes on the floor and stuff like that. And we have that with the kids. Cherry Blasters are like that. Fuzzy Peaches, Watermelon, they're all the same. They have a different flavor, yes, but they all have that sugary outside and it's that crusty, that kind of sandpapery kind of feel. Where Jujubes, it's just a gummy, and it's like a gummy in its not perfected form, because that might be saying overselling it, but it is just like a good ass gummy, and I can appreciate that. about it compared to the rest of this list. Even like Skittles, like our sour Skittles, the same thing. It's just doused in sugar, right? So
yeah, I can understand the argument.
I think you brought tart to the sour party.
But it's not a sour list. It's not
Not a
supposed
sour
to.
list.
It's not a sour list.
If you look at the rest of the list.
That's what I mean. It makes it special. And what we're arguing
But you
here.
could use that argument with the Twizzlers, with the real fruit gummies, with the Jolly Ranchers.
You can. And I would put one of those guys to represent this list over just a whole list of just things just dunked in sugar.
Okay, so Shannon's on the sour jubes thing. If you were to cut one tongue, what one are you kind of leaning towards to cut?
I would pit probably. That's tough. They're all really good.
They're all really tough. Like, this is an excellent grouping of candy here, guys. Like,
okay, so the three that and this is going to sound crazy, but the three that are very good, let me just put that clear, is very, very good candy, but are in the same realm. Hell, they're Maynards, so like they are, which is Cherry Blasters, Fuzzy Peaches, and Watermelons. Those are similar enough in just style of candy that I can see one of them leave the list. Kids are a little bit different, I think, just because of its shape. And I guess
because it's your nomination.
No, I don't care about that. I really don't. We can even put kids on the table if you want to. I like kids a lot.
They're delicious, yeah.
But Skittles, I feel like they're its own thing, and I'm fine with like siphoning that off from the rest of them.
right. I can see that comparison for the watermelon that you said, the watermelon blasters and the fuzzy peaches, right? Those were your three that kind of like are very similar.
Yeah.
You could make an argument that the Sour Patch Kids could probably fall in there too, but I do think they're also separate. I don't know, they feel separate to me.
It feels separate to me too, and I don't know why.
I don't know
I'm not
why.
sure.
And I think that's interesting because like the watermelons that I brought to the table are brought to you by Sour Patch. So to me, that says Sour Patch Kids should be in the mix.
Sure, and they can be. We totally, if we want to lump them all in, then yes. But I do think all four of those candies, including the Sour Patch Kids, are not the same, but they're very similar.
Right.
Dan, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm really thinking about that. Yeah, you raise a good point. So we're saying cherry blasters, Sour Patch Kids, Fuzzy Peaches, and the watermelons.
Yeah, and I should say, because someone's going to be like, Tuong's trying to fucking ninja jujubes in. I'm not. I like jujubes a lot on this list, but I would also take any of the other ones to help round out this list a bit more. I personally think that jujubes are on the higher end of the rest of those other ones, but I can definitely hear arguments.
I would say like the Cherry Blasters and the Sour Patch Kids are like the strongest sour out of that grouping, though. Like the peaches and the watermelon have like a very subtle sour, so I don't know. I kind of qualify them a little bit differently.
So should we maybe ignore the similarities and maybe see like pure flavor wise, ignoring the sour thing if we can. Let's try to focus on the inherent flavor that these candies are trying to give. So again, it's the watermelon flavor, it's the peach flavor, and it's the cherry flavor. We'll ignore the Sour Patch Kids for a second.
Yeah, and I think you kind of have to because the Sour Patch Kids bring a medley of flavors where the other three are a singular flavor in the
Yeah, that's true.
Those kids, man.
That's
they're
also
good at what
That
they
could
do.
also be part of their appeal, though, too.
Yeah.
Is that you're getting a mixture with one type of candy.
Yeah.
And that's also an additional argument to potentially keep the jubes on there too, because you have like the variety aspect to it. Okay, so if we're focusing on these, we're the
Blasters, peaches,
blasters,
and watermelon.
peaches, and watermelon. As far as flavor goes, which one kind of stands on its own? Ignoring the sourness, ignoring all that. As far as flavor goes, which one are we really digging the most?
For me, the peach flavor stands out the most. But
I think the peach one was the one I got most tired of as a kid, but on just eating it today, I'm like, no, this is pretty freaking good. And I did like these a lot as a kid, and I still do like them now. So I would be okay with having peaches stay and have blasters and watermelon fight it out.
So you can also look at it in an angle of consistency of eating them. Like how much can you eat? The cherry blasters, ignoring Shannon, you kind of get to a certain point. You're just like, I don't need any more cherry blasters. The fuzzy peaches are a good flavor. They got that little bit of sour, but you can eat a lot of them in one sitting. Cherry blasters, you probably can't. You can probably also eat a lot of the watermelons in one sitting.
That's true.
I ate most of my watermelons already.
Doing that now, yeah. I think I ate all of Dan's watermelons and most of my fuzzy peaches. As much as the cherry blasters have blown my mind with how much better they are than I remember, to me they're the ones of those three that I would let go.
And I love the cherry blasters, but I can also understand that I'll have like 5, 6, 7 of them or whatever, and I'm like, I could probably stop eating the cherry blasters, where I could probably have more of the watermelon and the peach after 6 or 7.
Yeah, I was going to lean cherry blasters, but I see exactly what you mean about like you hit a certain number of them and you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
And when it comes to candy, I don't want that. I just want to keep eating.
Yeah. And again, I love the cherry blasters. They were like one of the first candies I thought of for this list. But I think when we're kind of looking at a lot of these other defining aspects, the blasters could probably go. For me, they'd be number 6 then. But
Okay, yeah.
they're probably out of the top 5 then.
All right. So if everyone's okay with that, let's get some nods to see blasters leaving. Shannon?
Yes, but I want to revisit the jujubes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We didn't hear Dan's opinion on the jujubes
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I want to hear Dan's opinion on the jujubes.
Yeah, I love jujubes. Yeah, I like that. I like that they're not just covered in sugar. I like that it's more like gummy. Sour jujubes are a little more soft than a regular jujube. I think a lot of people get turned away by the jujube by like how much of a chew there it can be to them, especially as they get older. Like a grandparent's like candy jar or something.
Yeah.
I think they deserve to be within the top 5. I like the little kind of subtle tang to them. Not sour, not too sweet, just a little bit of tang.
Sweet.
I gotta say the I guess we'll call it the purple one, the darkest one. It really kind of like won me over. Like as far as like having that really nice subtle flavor, or not subtle flavor, the subtle like kind of sour tanginess. Really good flavor. I do like the chewiness. Like these are definitely the most kind of chewy, gummy candy that's going to be on this list, I think. And I like that that's got that. Like the list has that for it. And yeah it is kind of nice to have a candy that's like obviously really sugary and sweet, but it's not coated in sugar or malic
On the
acid.
outside. Yeah. And I'm totally fine, Shannon. Like if you wanted to say like one of these other ones over, like I don't, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't go for it. But if there's any other ones that you want to bring to the table and say this is better than jujubes, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate that you guys really like them, and I don't know that I'm gonna sway your opinions with any of the others. I'm swaying my own opinion, but yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna convince you guys otherwise.
There's not another one that you would put forth that you think you have a strong enough argument for.
I mean, the closest in sort of textural and the same argument that's not covered in sugar and stuff would be the real fruit gummies, but
Oh, these are better.
That's and I think that's we're just at the agree to disagree at that point.
Yeah, totally.
The three of you do like the gummy or the jujubes, so yeah, so be it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll take that, obviously. I don't like jujubes. I should say I just hate regular jujubes, and this one is like an accessible jujube. Good bite. It's not sour, but it has enough tang to make it unique. So let's go. Sour Patch Kids, jujubes, Skittles, peaches, and watermelon. That's 5. Let's go 5-1. What do we got?
5 jujubes.
I would probably I would probably agree with that. Like again, I don't want to be like 5 and then 4-1 is all sour, but
no,
like,
I'm fine.
I think it fits nicely there.
Yeah, I wouldn't fight. I should say jujubes are not my favorite. Even these ones are not my favorite candies. This is not a candy from my past. So like this is a recent liking for me. But these other ones like remind me of being a kid, and that's the fun of eating candy is it can bring you to like your naughty little kid self, right? If I were to say that though, like I do think like watermelon and peaches are in that 4 kind of area for myself, because I would have taken jujubes over watermelon. So if watermelon for me would be a 4. But I'm open.
I was kind of thinking watermelon 4 and then peaches 3, personally.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was going on it.
And then what else? Oh, then Sour Patch.
And then
Sour
it's
Patch
kids
and then
and
the Skittles.
Skittles.
Which
Skittles is one?
Well, no. Those are like
Okay.
those are like the other two in the
Those
list.
are the other two.
So I would argue for me personally, kids are 4.
Oh, really? Wow.
Wow.
I like diving into a bag knowing the flavors that I'm getting, which is why watermelons and peaches to me sort of sit above kids, because I open the bag knowing the flavor I want, and that's the flavor I get. To me, kids, especially because I particularly like the blue ones, of course I'm going to open the bag and get a ratio of all of the other flavors that are higher than the blue that I'm looking for.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Sorry,
good
Dan.
point.
I just
Yeah.
ate another one of these sharks. They're not good, man. I don't know why I grabbed it. I have all this other candy on the table. I grabbed that one.
They're so vibrant. I don't know. I love the gumminess of them. It's not even really the flavor. It's just the gumminess.
The gumminess is good, but the first lick of it is like so dry. I don't know.
And the novelty of the shape too.
Shannon, great points. I didn't want to diminish what you just said, but I just had to say it instantly after eating
absolutely.
that shark.
I freaking love these things.
Dan and Justin, your thoughts on number 4 for you? Like, what's your number 4s?
For me, number 4 would probably be either watermelon or I don't know. I do like Shannon's argument for the like knowing what flavor I'm getting sort of thing, but there's also an argument to be made that it's just like it's exciting. Like I don't know what, like it's kind of
I like that more.
Like I kind of go into a bag of Skittles and I just like pop a handful and I don't really know, but as you eat them, you know what each flavor is. How are you feeling, Dan? I have to think on this. As you have a mouthful of presumably shark and
I think it's
It
sharks
was the
that
sharks.
he's eating.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna agree with Shannon on this one. I think
Whoa.
like I think the sour jujubes, solid 5. Like that's a perfect spot for them compared to the other ones we got on the list. But then 4, I also agree with Shannon on this. The Sour Patch Kids being at 4. There is something about like reaching your hand into that bag. You just know what flavor you're getting. Here you're getting this kind of medley of flavors. Maybe you don't like one or like 2 of the flavors. Then you've paid a lot, you paid for this whole package and there's some other flavors in there you don't like. You can say the same thing about the sour jujubes as well. So I don't know. I think that's a good solid 4 slot.
Wow. I was not expecting that. I feel exactly the opposite. I love the mystery of when I grab into a bag of Sour Patch Kids. I have no idea what flavor is going to come out, but I know I'm going to like them anyways. Like I like that. And I think that's why I got tired of like peaches and stuff eventually and watermelons, is because it was the same over and over and over again. And like with like kids or jujubes or whatever, like at least even like real fruit gummies, like you get bored of it way slower,
So I will say one of my arguments for the sour Skittles is that I like all of the flavors, but I also just think the Skittles figured out how to do flavors really well, and I don't know that all of the flavors of Sour Patch Kids hold up in the same way that Skittles do.
Like which one? I have a bag of Sour Patch Kids right now. I'll eat one.
Both yellow and green to me with Sour Patch Kids are
no
subpar.
bueno? Interesting. I've never put that much weight on these kid colors, except I always loved blue.
But
blue's legit. Yeah.
Yellow and green Skittles, by comparison, fantastic.
I got this like
Yeah,
these two
bonus.
these 2 kids are from Pompeii. They died while kids.
All right, eat them.
I don't know.
I dare you.
I tell you to eat those Pompeii kids.
Yeah, and Dan's eating them too. Here we go.
Yeah, the yellow is whatever. I'll be honest.
And then try green.
Okay.
I get more flavor out of my blue sharks than that yellow one. The green's pretty good though.
I like the green and the
Yeah, the green's all right. The green's okay. The yellow is nothing.
Skittles, though.
We're on kids right now. Okay. I you know what? I'm not gonna stop my feet on the Sour Patch Kids for too long. I think. Like,
Can I say something too? Because we've got like the peaches and the watermelon. I think they're almost not flavor wise, obviously, but like as far as like position on the list, they're interchangeable. Like if it's
they're very similar candies.
They're very similar, and they both stand on their own. They deserve to be in this list, but they're so similar that I don't think they should be. There shouldn't be one between them. Let's put it that way. I don't think.
I
Like,
think I would agree
like
with that.
watermelon
Yeah.
kids and
Yeah.
peaches or whatever, right? Like
Okay, so let's just say Sour Patch Kids 4, which, these kids are going to come for you now. And then we'll do, if I had to say, I would say Watermelon 3 and Peaches 2, but I guess I don't really care between the order of
I
that.
don't have a particular preference. I probably eat more peaches, but I think it's just because you like the fuzzy, you seem to gravitate towards the fuzzy peaches.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think I maybe buy the watermelons maybe just as often. So I'm kind of thinking either or as well.
So this is tough. This is tough for me too because I also don't consider either the fuzzy peaches or the watermelon a number 2 slot.
Yeah, kids should be.
No, I don't agree. That's
interesting to
really
me.
interesting.
I agree with that.
Look, spoiler alerts, and it's not because it's my nomination. I think Sour Skittles are number 1 on this list for me. So, and we can talk
from
about
what
that
we
later.
have, yeah.
So, to me, number 2. It's number 2. It's the second best candy on this list of all the amazing shit that we have on our table right now. Mm-hmm. And to me, number 2 is not fuzzy peaches or watermelon.
Yeah. We really kind of painted ourselves in a corner over here.
Kind of did.
Okay, so I just see it logically here. No one's budging on jujubes, and I'm not going to even fight for that to happen anyways. Nobody's, except for me, budging on Sour Patch Kids. And if that's not happening, then watermelon and peaches have to be 3 and 2, unless Skittles becomes number 3, which I don't think that's
insanity.
happening. Yeah. So I think we just have to live with our choices.
But Dan, I think earlier you brought up, I think someone said Skittles is number 1 and you kind of jumped in. Are we saying Skittles is number 1? Where are you at?
I'm just going to say, I think if this is my personal list, I wouldn't even have Sour Skittles in the top 5. I'm sorry. I like them.
Friends?
I like them, but they're that wasn't even a thought that came to my mind when we're thinking of this list for candy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
But Blue Sharks was the instant love.
Blue Sharks was the first thing I even thought about. Immediate.
I do love that.
I do love that too.
But no, it's a great nomination. I would absolutely, I can see why so many of you would want to fight for it to be in the top 5. And I'm not going to fight you on it for sure. Definitely there's so many people out there I know that love the candy. I just think personally for me, it wouldn't have made it to my top 5, but I'm not going to fight too much over that either.
Yeah, from what we see on this list, I would put Sour Skittles probably at number 1 from where we're going right now, but I also don't even know if it'd make my top 5 either.
Do we need to revisit?
No, we should probably.
Real fruit gummies.
Hold on, guys. Are we saying real fruit gummies are number 1?
Yes. That said, though, I should say that even after I just went on a little tangent there, I think Sour Skittles are still fucking good. So if it's number 1, I am still happy about that. That's fine.
Because
it's a group list.
Apple green sour Skittle exists. This is my number 1 candy right here.
The green.
I don't care about Costco sour keys were your number 1 candy.
Yeah, stop flip-flopping.
On the table for availability. The rest of the pack of the sour Skittles are also good, but this little guy is the reason they're my number 1.
Dan, did you not get a green one?
I'm looking.
Oh no.
He's looking and eating.
I'm kind of colorblind. What color is this one?
That one's
Red.
red.
All right.
Christmas must be traumatic.
I'll keep digging.
Okay, you keep digging. Let's just go with that. I think we'll live with this, and I think we'll be happy enough where watermelon 3, 2 fuzzy peaches, and 1 sour Skittles.
I'm okay with
happy.
that. I think that's a good balance for the list.
Yeah. Dan, you okay with that?
Sorry, what was that? I was looking for the green ones.
I'm going to read the list to you, and you tell me if it's good. But I think this is what it's going to be, honestly. I don't think there's any more arguments to be had. So number 5, Sour Jujubes. Number 4, Sour Patch Kids. Number 3, the Watermelon Candies. Number 2, Fuzzy Peaches. And number 1, Sour Skittles.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Everybody else?
How are ya?
Purple.
That's purple. Dan, are you actually colorblind?
Yeah, I know.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Now I
he
feel
is.
bad.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. I'll bring you some more. I'll bring you some sour Skittles. You can have the green some.
Yeah. It's just wild that you think purple and red look like green. I didn't think that's how.
Is it still red?
That's still red.
That's right.
Dang it.
Okay. All right. Well, Dan's going to eat the rest of his bag before he hits the green one. So let's go into honorable mentions. And we have a ton. And we do have the samples of them on the table. But I will say let's refrain from eating every single one of them to make this go longer. We can eat them after the cast. That said, I will say, because it's the cast, we can force people to eat one more of your honorable mentions in the bag. Sound good? Mm-hmm. Okay, so how about we have Justin, you list off your entire honorable mentions list, your entire one, and then end with the one you want us to sample.
Okay, so I didn't actually have a ton of honorable mentions. I did have fruit roll-up, which I thought would have been an interesting thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Interesting.
It was kind of debatable whether that's a candy or not, but I also don't know what else you would call it. So
It's a candy.
Anyway,
That's
It's a candy.
I did say Smarties, but Smarties got the chocolate in the middle, so you can't do it. Original Skittles were on there too, but again, you compare it to sour Skittles. This is controversial. This is controversial, maybe. Now, and it might be because, as a father,
Okay.
this is
Here we
this
go.
is becoming me. I'm getting older now, and I find the appeal of them.
Uh-oh.
Werther's.
Oh, yeah, they're
okay.
amazing.
Okay.
I thought you were going to go like wine gums or something.
Fuck that.
I was going to say licorice babies.
I like wine gums. You're going to find some wine gums in your thing.
Yeah, Werther's are solid, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, they're so good.
They were for a time like in one of the top 3 for me. So
Wow. All right.
But the honorable mention, it is in all of your envelopes, is Starburst.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Starbursts are great. They're very, as far as like the staple aspect, they're very much like Jolly Ranchers. Obviously, they're not hard, but they have that kind of. They're all reliable candy. You know what I mean?
They were one that at Halloween you'd get the 2-pack while you were trick-or-treating, and that was always like one of the beacons of hope in my trick-or-treating bag. The Starburst packs. Great nom.
Nice.
Well,
I love Starburst.
honorable mention.
Yeah. They're so good. But
Except the
they
cherry
are a little
ones.
bit of a pain. I kind of just wish they unwrapped them for you. Just give me a bag of unwrapped Starburst.
Yeah,
I
fair.
don't know why like every other candy's unwrapped inside of a bag, so I don't know why
But
these ones are.
how else are you going to make your Starburst wrapper necklaces without the wrappers?
Oh god.
Yeah, you make a good point here. Okay,
That's
fair enough.
Are we all gonna make Starburst necklaces?
I hope so.
Shannon, do you want to say I'm going to eat the Starburst while you talk, but you want to say
Great.
your entire list and then end on the one you want us to sample?
Well, I'm gonna start on it only because my sample one would have been the watermelon, and it was already nominated and made the list. And congratulations to watermelon. So otherwise, I had the Costco size sour keys. You might have seen these at Bulk Barn, the sour grapes.
Oh.
So
take
damn
both.
good.
Yeah, those. I almost nabbed those as well. Those are great.
Those
so
are
good.
Yeah.
Along the same lines, in the same shape as the watermelons that Dan got, they're called citrus wedges, and they have like a grapefruit flavor to them. They're so damn good. The only place I've ever found them is Bulk Barn. High Chews.
Oh, yeah.
High Chews are great. Yeah.
I forgot about High Chews.
Unbelievably good. Sort of along the same lines as a Starburst, but a little bit more supple. Yeah.
Supple. Good word.
I also had Jolly Ranchers on there, Swedish berries, which I love, good old gummy worms and gummy bears. In particular, the Haribo gummy bears, the ones that apparently make you shit yourself.
Yeah, no, those
The
are
German ones, yeah.
Those give you
Yeah.
diarrhea. Nuh-uh.
They
never
do?
never once have I had diarrhea, but if you go to the from Haribo. But if you go to like the Amazon profile for those Haribo bears, it's just constant comment threads of people shitting themselves. Like, it's really fucking funny.
Wow. What do they put in them?
There was one that went viral, and you had to like scroll through the review of like.
Oh my
his
God.
journey.
Yeah.
What do they put in them? Like, seriously, that's
I don't
incredible.
know. That's German ingenuity for you there. Jelly Bellies. This one held off for me because the peach and the pear Jelly Bellies are like the two that I dig for. So aside from that, I would have had a hard time arguing for Jelly Bellies as a whole. Then kind of going to the school lunches like Justin with the fruit roll-ups. I went with Gushers and So Delicious.
Gushers.
Yes, I had those
so
too. Yes.
So delicious. I loved that you'd look for your root beer mugs type of thing. And then I also had Sweet Tarts, Warheads, super sour, and Nerds.
Oh,
yeah, nerds.
Oh, I fucking love nerds. Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
That's good. All right, Dan, what do you got?
So yeah, some of mine were also on Shannon's, but Swedish berries, Nordic berries. Now you'll find those in the bag, but I thought I was buying Nordic berries, but they are Swedish berries. The name was Finnish berries, which I've never seen before, and I assumed that they would be Nordic berries. There's also
Sorry, what's the
Swedish.
difference between Swedish and Nordic?
They're the similar shape. I'm pretty sure with the Nordic ones, they're a little bit darker color, and there's a kind of a different taste to them. It's a little bit more robust. That's the only word I can really think of. It just, there's a little more something to it.
These are good.
Yeah, solid. Yeah, Swedish fish, big feet, the spicy cinnamon lips.
Those are so good.
Again, Dan likes just the shape of candy. He can't even taste candy.
The one other one I will say, and it's in the bag. It's the Godzilla nomination here. It is the one jube to rule them all. It is a chocolate covered jube.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chocolate covered jube.
Now I thought they're called chocolate covered jujus, but literally on the side of Bulk Barn, just chocolate covered jube. That's it.
Oh, this is good.
No, all
right.
right.
I don't know how I feel.
It's too bad we took chocolate off the table because this is really good.
I probably couldn't have more than like 2 of them,
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
but they're good. They kind of taste like those chocolate covered strawberry or cherries that you get at like the dollar store.
It's almost like a Turkish delight in a way too, like kind of like a big Turk because of the chocolate and
Interesting. That was interesting.
The chew.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot more than what I would think I would enjoy a chocolate covered jube.
I enjoyed it a lot more than the Blue Shark.
Damn, I should have led strong with the chocolate covered jube.
All right, so for mine, I'm just going to go through some that already been said, but I'll just say them anyways. Like I had Nerds, I had So Delicious, Gushers, Jawbreakers, Twizzler Ropes. I like the rope version of Twizzlers a lot. Those are the kid candy version that I like. That's what I was thinking. Starburst, Fruit Juice Berries. And I do like those, like, I know it's grandmother candy, but those strawberry candies, you know, the classic strawberry candy.
The Campinos.
Yeah, I know, I get it, but they kind of taste good, so give me a break, okay?
They're amazing. Oh, you're not going to find anybody arguing you here over here.
Shannon was.
They're not good.
You're wrong.
You're
They
wrong.
taste like plastic.
No,
Like the
you're
strawberries
wrong.
and cream one, right? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
We're talking about those, like, candies.
They just look like they're little strawberries.
Oh, those ones. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know those. Yeah.
Those are
was
good.
thinking
Thank you,
Campinos.
Justin. Thank
I
you.
like 'em.
All right, in your mystery bags, you don't have to open them now. You'll get them later. You don't have to open them now. They'll take too long. But the first one, mystery bag 1 was Sour Patch Kids. Mystery bag 2 is Skittles, just regular Skittles. I know what we said. I think the only reason I nominate them over sour Skittles in some cases because we ran into the trap of just sugar doused things.
Sure.
And sometimes it's nice to just have a candy that's not like that. Number 3, this is controversial. I like them. Mike and Ike's. Like your Mike and Ike's blue, but the blue blast Mike and Ike's, the blue box ones.
Yeah.
So those jelly beans, love those. Number 4, here's some flack again. Juicy wine gums. Laura's dad loves wine gums. So, and I was just like, you know what? Wine gums are fine. They're fine.
You know
They're
what?
fine.
I'm not going to say anything about them because I can't remember the last time I had them. So
Oh, I love them. They're great.
They're fine. I like sour jujubes better, but I wine gums still good. This is not in your bag, but I'm just gonna say them anyways. Those Harry Potter jelly beans, those fucking things that were like
Birdie bots.
intentionally trying to just sabotage your flavors. I think that's just like an aggro thing to do. Number 5, your classic gummy bears. Those are your classic.
So good.
Although I got you guys gourmet gummy bears because I thought they were the classic ones. I don't know the difference, but they cost a lot of money. When I went to checkout, I was just like, oh my God, these gummy bears cost $10. Are you fucking kidding me? But it was too late. So I was like, fuck it. Number 6, sour neon gummy worms. So those are Nurbex too.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
so
you
good.
guys are going to have a feast. Sour keys were 7. Number 8 was sour jujubes. And I think that's it. Those are all of the things that you guys got. So.
Wow, I am fucking just wired right now, guys.
I know.
You guys want to just record another thing? I don't know.
No,
whatever.
can we just like after post show just eat and record?
I think so, yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for today's show, everyone. I'm still pumped. I'm feeling the sugar high right now. And I'm going to crash later, but that's okay. I had so much fun because we had Justin Godelie, everyone.
Yeah.
In the podcast.
Thank you for having me back.
I'm always happy to have you. And Shannon Godelie, everyone.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having this episode for me.
It was for you. And I always love how us two always get in an argument about
I
something.
know. Like, I'm not convinced we actually like each other.
I know. And it's fine. It's fine. You're wrong on candy too, apparently, but it's fine.
Yeah. Different people, different places.
That's right. No, but we need different opinions. If we all had the same opinions, it'd be a boring show.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah,
the
true.
drama.
Drama.
Apparently, I just bring tension everywhere I go.
Well, not as much as Dan Foerster, everyone.
Hello.
Dan Blue Shark Forrester over there.
That's right.
The king of the obscure nominations.
I can't believe. I picture you also liking those green frogs as well.
Green frogs. No.
They're
I don't
exactly like blue sharks.
Oh,
It's-
are they? Oh, I'd probably love them.
It's so
Yeah.
funny because those are my sister's all-time favorite candy are those goddamn green frogs. Like, she would be on Dan's camp with the Coca-Cola, the
Oh my
sharks,
God.
the green frogs.
Yes.
And it was always just such a nightmare for me because she would also never eat all of her candies that I'd be like begrudgingly eating her candy. And I'm
Begrudgingly.
like, this is not good candy, but I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah. oh, those peach rings. Those peach rings were the other
Peach
things
rings,
that I like.
solid.
And they come in the
yeah.
green as well. Those are pretty good. Anyways, Justin, Shannon, Dan, thank you for being on the cast. Do you have anything to plug?
Well, I'm going to plug the one show, and then you can plug the other
Oh,
one.
okay.
So you can, how do I intro it? I don't know. You can find me on another podcast. It's called 4 Turntables and a Microphone. Me and a bunch of friends. We just talk all things, music, particularly vinyl records. We make fun playlists, themed playlists every week. You can find us over at 4tam.com. That's 4taam.com. We, just like Podcavern, also have shirts now. So it's just 4tammerch.com if you want to pick up a shirt. Support my bit on there. It's Conspiracy Corner. It's a good time. So yeah, it's a good time.
That's great. And Justin, are you a regular on that show now? Like this
I am a cohort on there. I am a co-host of 4tam.
You're
yes.
a patched-in member.
That's right. I equate myself. So they originally just started with like the 4 guys. So it's 4 turntables and then a microphone because they all collectively sat around a microphone. Well, then I came in, and it's too much work to change the name of the show.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So now it's 5.
No, now there's 4 turntables and a microphone. I'm the microphone.
Right.
Oh,
Because of course I have to be the phallic thing.
Naturally.
I was just going to say it, but I'm glad you did. Shannon, what's the other thing you want to plug?
Speaking of phallic things, if you like penises, dick jokes, music also, or just debauchery of any kind, Pull the Plug podcast is where it's at. Like I said, we talk all things music, dick jokes, food fights. We will have any sort of debate that I don't know, anyone brings to the table.
Our most recent episode was 2 hours long because we talked about the funniest 90s movies. Spoiler alert, we did very poorly on that.
Yep.
We continue to make new playlists on that show as well. And Shannon every week seems to bring like a would you rather food theme to us.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, but it's also a goddamn nightmare because I'm starving by the end of it.
And so it's all that nonsense interspliced with some of the absolute finest acoustic music you could possibly find from independent and local to Kitchener, Canada region. So just shitty people doing shitty things with good music to hold the show together. So ptppodcast.com. We don't have shirts.
But
That's crazy.
We plan to.
I guess.
There's some in the works.
Maybe.
And it's going to be coming soon.
I feel like that's a trend that we're going to show up late to, but
Who cares?
Who cares? You'll get shirts soon enough.
maybe.
You know, man, you
13
say like
years in the
2-hour podcast like it's long. Like every episode of Ranked now is minimum 2 hours somehow. Like even this podcast, what happened? We're ranking candy for God's sake. How is it taking us so goddamn long?
We care. We care about the
That's
topics.
exactly it, yeah.
Yeah. Dan, everyone. Dan Foerster, what do you have to plug?
Well, if you want to share your love for Blue Sharks and Coca-Cola bottles, you can find me at you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Lewis Tully, like the Ghostbuster, at Lewis Tully on Twitter.
Love it.
Fantastic. And you can see Dan online being bad at video games still, but one day, Dan, you'll beat me at something. We'll see. I believe in you. All right. So for myself, you can find the rest of the shows at the Podcavern, www.podcavern.com. Check out all the cool stuff in there. More shows to come. And we need to plug t-shirts. We have that Amazon affiliate link. Justin and I do Cinema Saves the World sometimes, and we just freaking crush it constantly. And
man, we nailed it.
We nailed it. That's what you want to hear. Two people talking about how great they are at raising money for charity. We're so good at raising money, which is, that's a good thing. But
Do you want us to raise money for your charity? Reach out to us. We'd love to do it because we're fucking great at it.
we're so aggro about it. But no, seriously, that was an amazing time. And we thank everyone for donating to Cinema Saves the World if you did. Anyways, that's it for us today. We'll see you on another episode of Ranked. Until then, let's eat all of this candy.
Get your tongues all sugary, friends.
Bye, everyone.